No.
And what about AI? Everybody talks about AI everywhere in all sorts of facets of life. And how are you seeing AI change the kitchens and furniture sector?
Yeah, so we've put out a bit of an AI roadmap and how we believe that's going to affect us. Maybe affect is actually the wrong term. How we can really use it as a resource and as a tool to the best of our advantage to ultimately enhance our customer experience and understanding where we really don't want to use AI. So the showrooms, phone calls, those all of those incredibly important touch points. I don't believe that I will ever have an AI chatbot engaging with one of our customers. That's just not who we are as a brand. But then from a design side, aiding in that process to make it more precise, maybe enhance the design in areas that weren't considered. There are definitely rooms for improvements there, and also just trying to accelerate and speed up our process so that we can ultimately have shorter lead times. And again, it's always around the customer experience, and if it can enhance the customer experience, that's always question number one as to whether we should be doing or having a look at the feasibility of a project. That's always what's considered first.
Perfect. And you mentioned that you're not going to experiment with AI at this point with customer service for the obvious reasons. Do you see
Yes.
that happening a lot in the sector and in your competitors and in other brands?
I haven't really gone out there and seen what other companies are using. I would expect your more kind of standard offerings, kind of more off the shelf ranges. I'm sure IKEA is utilizing AI for its processing of calls, for example, and at far larger scales. I would presume that that's being used heavily, and it would make sense to do so because you could train up that AI to understand your select product library and catalog, and there's no kind of deviation from that. Whereas for us, of course, it would be very contradictory to have that and also not believe in limitations.
That's a fair point. Yeah. So, and what about AI image generation or content generation in marketing? Are you guys utilizing any of these tools?
We are, funnily enough, next week we're exploring AI rendering, and again, looking at our customer journey and understanding the proposal is one of the most important parts. You get the actual number that the kitchen is going to cost, or your investment, and we need to visually represent that space as accurately as possible. And we know that there is a correlation between having a higher level of render to higher level of conversion. And so we're looking at kind of what AI tools are out there at the moment to take our designs from our 3D planner system and render those through the new Gemini image rendering package.
Oh, fantastic. A lot of brands are sort of wary of the sort of accuracy not being there, of the quality, or actually of AI creating misleading
Mm.
elements of the image, which could lead to customer dissatisfaction because they'd see something in the image and then they get something else. So, do you think that control is now there to make sure that it represents what it has to?
My honest answer is I'm not sure yet. From what I've seen, I would say no, but that's because we haven't perfected it. And I think that there are definitely caveats to be had around this, say, AI rendering that we could look at it exploring to not be a technical representation, but more a visual mood board kind of feel for the kitchen. But we will have a software that can be referred to for the exact millimeter dimensions of every cabinet, exactly how it's specified. So we wouldn't have that disconnect between what someone thinks they're getting and what they would get, because what they would sign off paperwork wise would not be the AI potentially altered imagery.
Perfect.